Hey everyone, welcome back to the vlog. Not a whole lot of running footage to show off this week. We'll get into it soon as Buddy is done scoping up the perimeter and eating some grass. So yeah, stay tuned. Oh, jeez. Oh, I'm back. Alright, so you might be wondering by the title of this video, hey, what's going on? Well, nothing too unusual anymore. In fact, things are getting better now, but it was a tough week. So, obviously the news on Monday of the Tokyo Marathon getting canceled for the common man. Again, that's news that doesn't really surprise me, even though I mentally withdrew from the race probably a week before that announcement. It was obvious that it was going to get canceled in some fashion beyond that. And yeah, I do understand the decision. I'm not mad that they canceled the race. I'm not even mad that they still have my entry fee. This is a better safe than sorry kind of scenario, so by all means, I respect the Tokyo Marathon Foundation's decision to cancel the race for the common man. There's elite athletes who are obviously competing for spots in the Olympics. That's their job. If they want to race, by all means, they should. Granted, the Tokyo Olympics are probably up in the air as well with coronavirus being the way it is. So that's probably something to address for another time. But for now, they should take it as what it is. This is probably the smartest move they could have done, because if they canceled the entire Tokyo Marathon, you really lose the confidence of the people for the Olympics. So this is a good move. And this kind of sucks for people like me who wanted to race, who today would be on a plane. In my case, I'd be flying to San Francisco, which then would be a flight, which in my case, I would be taking a flight to San Francisco right now, and then probably like a 40-minute layover or something, and then I'd be on a plane to Japan after that. Instead, I'm here filming this vlog and getting over the worst flu I've had in the last 3 to 4 years. So this is what I was going to talk about, is where this fall from grace kind of happens. So yeah, let's talk about this. Before I even talk about my symptoms, I'm going to tell you the principle that I follow when it comes to getting a cold. So again, I'm not a doctor, and I'm not like certified in any way to give medical advice or anything like that. So anything I say beyond this point, do not listen to me. Do not take my advice. I'm not condoning you to do what I do. This is just things I read in the past, suggestions from other news sources and places like that. I trust their advice wholeheartedly because I did the research. I did the field research. I'm going to preface this, before I talk about what got me sick or what I was dealing with while I was sick, this is the rule I follow, that if you're ever experiencing a cold or a flu or some kind of symptoms of that nature, if you ask yourself the question, should I exercise with a cold? The question you have to ask yourself is, where on your body are you experiencing your symptoms the most? So if this is the rule I follow. If your symptoms are in your head and stop at your throat, just below your throat, and are still in the neck area, you're good to go. If all the symptoms are up here, go for it. There's nothing stopping you. So the only thing that should stop you is your own guilt from getting everyone sick. If your symptoms are starting, again, by your throat, neck area, and they go down your body, that's a red flag to stop entirely, because there's something going on in your body that it needs to take care of by itself, and you probably shouldn't weaken your entire system with exercise. That being said, for the first time in, I think, 3 to 4 years, I got a serious flu slash cold slash fever. It started Monday night after work. I'd gotten on the train and I started like feeling kind of lightheaded, feeling kind of sick already. I was coughing, sneezing. But I was still committed to doing my workout because this wasn't my first rodeo. I said, I'll be fine. It's cool. I'm stretching. I'm doing my shake-up run, my drills inside. I'm not feeling good. But I still go for the run anyways. And I think on Monday, I might have capped about 4 or 5 miles. It wasn't a whole lot. But after that run, I really started, falling apart. I was feeling sore, just general soreness from post-run, post-stretch, and I thought, okay, this is just, it was a hard weekend before my Monday run, because that Saturday I had done a brick workout, run bike, 3 by, I believe it was like 15 minutes, so it was about an hour and a half workout with the run bike, and then Sunday I had done a 10-mile run that morning, and then a bike swim variation that evening, so that 2-a-day was a little bit intense. So my thought process was, oh yeah, I probably got sick from a really intense workout that just kind of came out of nowhere. It's possible, but it's also possible because I work in the city, I take public transit, that I probably got sick from something out there. Very likely, it's not the main culprit, but it's something in there in between that could have caused all this. So anyways, Tuesday rolls around, and I feel like I got body slammed. Like, my body is just not cooperating. My first night of cold sweats in a very long time. I had to, basically change the way I was sleeping to avoid sleeping on, the wet spots on the bed. It was pretty bad. So I just decided to work from home that day, which, by the way, if you've worked all your life in a job that required some kind of manual labor, and now you're working at a job that gives you the option to work from home, that's like a godsend. Like, this is the greatest thing that's ever happened to me, is working from home. And most of people who watch this video or work some kind of corporate job like that probably think, oh yeah, that's pretty typical. We always work from home. For me, this is the greatest thing that's ever happened, but I digress. So I got to work at home on Tuesday. Felt miserable, but still managed to get through the day on a lot of tea, a lot of just, not doing anything too intense, but I was still working. I was still in front of the computer doing some work. But I got by. And then that evening I tried to go for a run, and I distinctly remember that Tuesday I was committed to the idea of going for an outdoor run. And I remember putting on my shirt and just feeling everything was so sensitive as I put my shirt on before my run. And I put my sweater on, and it was even more sensitive. I'm like, man, am I burning or am I freezing? And why is everything so sensitive on my body right now? And then when I started running outside, I think it was maybe 25 degrees outside. It was not intolerable, but again, I was feeling so sensitive that I felt like I was freezing. And about the first half mile into my run, I'm like, there's no way this is going to be a quality run. And I went about 3.5 miles, which was a disgrace for me. And when I got back to the gym, I went into a hot shower for an hour. It was pretty bad. And then, of course, that night had some of the worst cold sweats of the week. And then Wednesday rolled around, same thing. I kept my workout indoors. So if you're seeing the pattern here, it's more of a don't do as I do, do as I say kind of principle. Because I'm telling you that I'm experiencing soreness and cold sweats and symptoms. I am coughing and sneezing, but I'm experiencing most of my symptoms below my neck, and I'm still working out. Why? I'm not sure. But the advice I can give you is, if you're ever sick and you're experiencing symptoms below your neck, you should embrace your time off from running or just doing any sort of workout activity at all, because this is time now that you can do something else. Yeah, you can embrace, taking the NyQuil. You can embrace watching a movie. You can sit around. You can work from home. You can get other things done. You don't have to worry about working out, because your thought process in your head should be, well, I can't because my body's saying no, and I have to first let my body get better before I go put on those runs. And like, yes, exercise is extremely important, but there's a lot of scenarios where, this scenario in particular, where you shouldn't go work out, but I did anyways. I don't know why. That's just probably how I'm programmed, that hey, we're in this routine, and if I want to be the absolute best that I can be, if I want to ever compete at a professional level or a semi-elite level, or my personal dream, compete at least once at an elite level, I can't take time off from the flu. I know a lot of elites do it, but they're already at the top, you know? I'm not. I'm still trying to claw my way to that point. So, by Thursday, things started getting a little bit better. I was able to finally start breathing through my nose. I did have cold sweats Thursday night as well. Not as badly, though, but, yeah, the commonality there was that I was taking a lot of NyQuil on that Tuesday and Wednesday. And I don't think that was the cold sweats were a result of the NyQuil, but I know based on my heart rate information, definitely really didn't help. It increased my blood pressure a lot and increased my resting heart rate. In fact, I think I have the stats here. We'll show them off. So the 17th was Monday, and about, what is that, 5 p.m. I'm going home. I do my workouts. Very nice. I think that's where the problem starts, is here, is that my resting heart rate is fluctuating from somewhere between 60 to 80 beats per minute, and it's not going down. And by the time I'm in bed, 51 is the low and 72 is the high by the time I'm in bed. While I'm sleeping, it seems like, yeah, there it is. It doesn't go anywhere below 50. And that's not normal for me. So this was the day that I decided, okay, I'm working from home. This is ridiculous. And yeah, you can see the heart rate's pretty much all over the place as my body's fighting off the infection. And then it looks like I do the workout, I do that outdoor run, and I'm having a 180 while running at about like 7:15, 7:30 pace, which is not good. And then, of course, after that, the heart rate is still not choosing to cooperate. And then this particular night, yeah, again, there it is. NyQuil is destroying my heart rate, or my resting heart rate, while I sleep. And then I still try to power through the workout. So you can basically see the pattern here. And then the one night that I'm starting to get better and I don't take NyQuil, my heart rate finally gets down to 42. So this is obviously where my body's turning this franchise around. Finally, this is a good thing, right? And then, yes, the workouts finally start improving. And then, not last night, but the night before, it's still 44, 45, but it's a lot better. And then last night, it looks like it was okay as well. I'm still kind of sick. I'm at about 80%, but we're getting there, you know. So that's kind of where we're at right now, is that we're at about 80%. I've been trying to slowly start running, and I finally ran outside yesterday for the first time in a little while. And it's rough. The flu really put my cardio on blast. I did end up running something about 6:40, 6:45 pace, but it was very hard. And that's because I took, distance running time off, and I still had some short runs and some bike workouts, but it just, that little time off really just kind of takes a toll on you. I think somebody explained it to me once, that one day off puts you 2 days behind. I don't know how true that is in the running world, but it sounds like something that could make sense. But again, this is why I'm pretty paranoid about taking days off and, trying to run through the flu instead of taking my time off from it. That's just, I guess, how I'm built on it. But yeah, today I ran about, I think it was 7.5 miles, maybe 8 miles, at about 48, 49 minutes. So I averaged about 6:35, 6:40, and of course the weather's nice outside. So my running's getting a lot better, and it's coming back to me now. But the plan for tomorrow, because it's going to be the upper 50s here in Chicago, I want to finally take my bike out from the basement, get it all cleaned up, get the hitch installed on my car, and I want to start my outdoor bike workouts on the weekends here. So tentative plan tomorrow for another video, which I'll get to in a second here, is to run 10 miles in the morning when it's still kind of cold, and then by noon maybe I'll have like some coffee or eat something, and then I want to go for a 20 to 30 mile bike ride, and then that would be my entire workout for the day. So moving forward, now that we're getting out of this flu, and obviously we're not focusing on Tokyo anymore, I want to start dividing my videos a little bit. Not so much on a weekly update, but now I want to start updating based on the races that are coming across. So instead of uploading once a week, I want to see if I can start uploading 3 times a week. So obviously the first one is going to be for Ironman 70.3 Madison training. Another time is going to be for the Shamrock Shuffle, which is coming up in 3 weeks. So that'll be like a shorter series, but it's going to be an important one because I'll talk about it in that video. And then the third one, which I feel like is going to backfire on me pretty badly because I already talked to somebody about this and they're already just psyched about it, is any kind of questions you ask me on YouTube, I'll try to make miscellaneous videos answering them. If they're running related, obviously it's going to be easier, but like if you're going to ask me like why I think regular popcorn is better than cheesy popcorn, like that's going to be weird. I don't know if I want to go in that direction, but maybe we will. Maybe it'll be funny. But yeah, we're going to try to upload a lot more, and I keep saying that I'm going to, and then there's always some sort of roadblock that happens, whether it be some kind of training that I have at work, whether it be this flu, or, you know, just weather preventing me from wanting to film when I'm outdoors. There's always some kind of roadblock, but now things are beginning to settle down at work, and finally getting into the habit and into the routine of things. I'm going to start making this work. So, starting today, I'm going to try to upload more than once a week. And I'm going to stick to it. I really want to, because I do want to start sharing, you know, some of my knowledge, some of my experiences with you, YouTube, as to how I got to this point in my race career where I can consider myself in the top 1% of athletes. Again, this is kind of weird for YouTube to understand because I don't think most of you guys were there for me since day one and have seen my progression there. So I kind of want to pick it up from where I am right now as we continue working our way up the 1%. But a lot of people who know me in real life on Facebook, on Instagram, they've seen my progression, and, you know, they see me as, like, this guy that's, like, unbeatable, basically, but, you know, not like it literally, like, oh yeah, he'll never lose a race. I lose races all the time. I do place a lot in my age group. I've placed a lot in some other smaller races, but I'm not, you know, nearly as god tier as a lot of other people I've raced with. But yeah, and nor am I immortal. I do get sick, clearly, and I do have these runner's ruts from training when races get canceled, like Tokyo. So I'm not perfect, and this is really just kind of like a minor fall from grace that I'm experiencing. But I'm turning this franchise around, and I'm excited to begin my Ironman training and continue my Shamrock Shuffle training. So, yeah, last week I only ran about 40, maybe 45 miles, which to me is not a lot. I've actually really dropped the ball last week. This week I do plan on getting back to about 50 to 55. So the reason that we're keeping it low is because the distance for the Shamrock Shuffle is far lower, and we're more focused on speed and quality workouts rather than just going on 7 to 12, 13 mile runs per day. So that's something, again, we'll talk about in the Shamrock Shuffle training series. But for now, yeah, that's just kind of my update for this week. So if you liked the video, please, you know, subscribe to the channel, like the video itself, and I'll start putting up some more content as I get the time to do so. So thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys real soon.